What up, everybody? One thing I still haven't been able to figure out is why Tariq underestimates Ghost so much. At the beginning of Season 3, after killing the Russian boss, Tariq told Effie that his mother, Tasha, was the mastermind of the whole operation and that he is better and smarter than his father. Then there's a scene from the Ghost Season 3 finale when Tariq and Tasha were talking, and Tariq said concerning Ghost, "You know he wasn't doing that, right?" And finally someone who knew Ghost had to put Rick in check. Tasha replied, your father was a lot of things, but stupid wasn't one of them. So like I said, I don't know why Tariq thinks his mother is so much smarter than his father. Even Tasha's own mom said at one point, "You're not smart enough to do this on your own." Now, I'm not saying Tasha didn't have some good ideas and that she didn't play her role of running the books to the T. And even though she did know the game too, she was nowhere near on the level of Ghost. Ghost was the mastermind of the operation. Getting me to today's topic, Tasha's flawed plan and Tariq's major mistake. This took place in Power Season 5 and it set the stage for the downfall after. At the end of Season 4, Raina was killed and Tariq killed her killer, Ray Ray. But it was his first kill and he didn't know what he was doing, so he used his mother's registered gun and he shot the gun wrong, leaving behind his own blood at the murder scene. With the help of Angela, they were able to cover this up for a while. But Blanca and the pigs kept pursuing, so they decided they needed somebody to frame. There were two choices in the matter, Kanan Stark or Andre Coleman. Tasha wanted to take down Kanan, while Ghost and Tommy wanted to take down Dre. Angela was in the middle and had the same misbelief that Tariq has had all these years, that Tasha was smarter than Ghost. The thing is, both sides also had a personal agenda in the matter also. Ghost blamed Dre for Raina's death and sending Tariq to kill Ray Ray, while Tasha blamed Kanan for introducing Tariq to the life in the first place. Ghost and Tommy's plan was to blame Dre by placing Diego Jimenez's head at one of the clubs Dre managed as a way to associate Dre with the Jimenez cartel. But before the head would be found, Tommy was going to stab Dre in the street and plant the gun on him. By doing this, it would make it look like Dre was killed by Jimenez hitter in retaliation due to his affiliation with Diego Jimenez's death. Also keep in mind the same day Ray Ray was killed, Tommy saw Dre talking to Ray Ray on the street corner, and this was also picked up by a traffic cam. Not to mention, Dre was even in the area at the time Ray Ray was killed, getting ready to bring him the money that he owed him. So everything was lined up for Dre to take the fall for Ray Ray. Possibly the feds would think he hired Ray Ray to kill Diego, then killed Ray Ray to keep his mouth shut. But Tasha's plan was to frame Kanan and not Dre. She knew that Tariq was still hanging out with Kanan and that he would be able to set Kanan up, saying he kidnapped Tariq and the murder weapon would already be planted in the trunk. Tasha called Tariq home to talk to her and Angela to convince Tariq to set up Kanan to take the fall for Ray Ray. But Tariq told them to find another way. Then Ghost came in Tariq's room asking about Dre, and Tariq already knew that Ghost wanted to frame Dre. And this is when Ghost and Tariq had a very important conversation concerning Breeze. Their first conversation about him. Pay close attention to what Tariq said. "You killed your own friend Breeze? For what? Some territory? To get ahead in the game?" Ghost's response was that Breeze was a bad dude who was going to get them all killed. And we already know what happened after this. Tariq chose to go with Tasha's plan and set his best friend Kanan up to die. So going back to the two conversations that I opened this video up with. Tariq telling people that his dad was the problem. We obviously see that Tariq went with Tasha's plan because he trusted her more than he trusted Ghost. Plus, Tariq also had ulterior motives for getting rid of Kanan, to take over some new territory and to get ahead in the game. And it worked for a minute. Tariq was able to ball out by taking all of Kanan's remaining product without having to pay anyone back a dime for it. It would be all profit. Plus, he was going to take over some new territory and not just move the weight at school. Tariq approached Italian mob boss Vincent to replace Kanan as his supplier. But since Tariq didn't have a new plug, the game was over with real quick. As with most things in life, it would have been better for Tariq to play the long game like Kanan tried telling him. But Tariq wanted the fast money and tried to take a shortcut. But at the end of the day, if Tariq really wanted to be in the game, he needed a plug. Plus, having an OG like Kanan in your corner who has your back is priceless. Trust me, I know from experience. Shout out to the OGs who had my back when I was a baby trying to get into this game. Green as you come. If I didn't have OGs come into my life at different points to help me along, I don't know where I would be at today. They were like my guardian angels. But even in our current timeline, Tariq is still only 19 and has had to go through several hard lessons since setting Kanan up to die. This might be part of the reason why Tariq never really respected Ghost, because he never saw the struggle that Ghost went through or that he came from. Tariq only saw the benefits. Several times Ghost tried to tell Tariq about being in the game, and Tariq would reply by saying something slick like, "Selling drugs bought you that nice outfit," or "this nice penthouse you live in." To this day, Tariq still doesn't even know about the time they were on the way to a Knicks game and the Jamaican hitters rear-ended Ghost SUV but got shot by Milan before they could kill Ghost. Tariq still doesn't really know what happened. And this might be part of the problem also. Just the fact that Ghost was never honest with Tariq and he hid everything from him. So Tariq only saw his flaws like when he would be drunk. But at the end of the day, the plan to take Kanan out was completely flawed and a terrible mistake. The cops weren't completely convinced it was Kanan. Tariq was with him at the same time they tried to arrest him. And Tariq was also the one who picked up Kanan's ashes from the morgue. And the game changer was when they found out that Kanan was in DC at the time of Ray Ray's death. And Blanco Rodriguez got this information from none other than Dre. So the plan was completely blown up. Angela was now dead and couldn't help. Framing Dre would now be impossible. And to make matters worse, Blanco was still looking into this and found Tariq's blood at the crime scene. And we know this is why Tariq killed Ghost, because he was trying to make him turn himself in for Ray Ray's murder, and the rest is history. So what would be different if they set up Dre and not Kanan? For one, I believe the plan would have actually worked, and Dre would have took the fall for killing Ray Ray, even though he would be dead. Because of this, Tariq would have no need to kill Ghost, and Ghost would most likely still be alive. Ghost would have still likely set up Tommy to kill his father, Tony Teresi, and because of that, we could also assume that Angela would have still died. But keep in mind at this time, Kanan would have been alive and not Dre. Kanan's intent before he died was to kill Tommy Egan and take over as Jason's New York distro. This would have put Tariq in a nice position working under Kanan. Plus, Ghost would have had help killing Tommy after Tommy killed Angela. That's given that Kanan wouldn't have already killed Tommy before that. So it's crazy to think that Tommy is the one still alive. And if only one move would have been different, he most likely would be dead and both Kanan and Ghost would be living. Also, Tariq would have never got suspended from choke and would have never got kidnapped by Vincent. Also, if Tommy would have got killed at some point when Kanan intended on killing him, Joe Proctor would also still be alive. Though it would have been interesting to see how he would have handled Sax if he had no one to snitch on. Maybe Proctor would have flipped on Ghost at that point. It's crazy to think of the alternate universe that would have been if Dre would have been set up instead of Kanan. But at the end of the day, it's like this social media post I saw yesterday that said, would you rather have $10 million right now or be given the chance to go back in time and make up for every mistake you ever made? My choice is easy. Give me the $10 million because I made so many mistakes in life, I don't got the energy to go back and fix them all. And there you have it, Tasha's flawed plan and Tariq's major mistake. Let me know if I left anything out in the comments, and be sure to always leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments. And since we are also in the power off season, if you have a topic that you want me to discuss, drop that in the comments as well, and I will do my best to get to it.